The mission of the Arts Council, in essence, is to provide financial and technical support to arts organizations, to artists, to community organizations that provide arts programming throughout the entire state of Illinois.
This is the third interview in a series that's taking a close look at funding in the arts. Hello, I'm Martin John and this is Chicago Arts. Terry Scrogum is the Executive Director of the Illinois Arts Council and sat down with me to talk about funding in the arts and how the Illinois Arts Council is dealing with the current constraints in arts funding.
Today, in the last few years, has been a difficult time for the arts, not just in Illinois, but throughout the country. We've obviously had to reduce greatly the amount of grants that we've been able to give to organizations or award to them. But the process is still as intensive as it was when there were more funds to award. For the majority of our grants, we utilize a peer review process that is open to the public. It has been for years. But when you have the same number of grant applications, even if, as I said, the funds are much less, the process is still as comprehensive. And so you have applicants who are still doing the same amount of preparation of their grants, but their potential award is significantly less than it was several years ago. One thing that the arts community has as a whole is creativity. One can argue with whether you like it or not, but creativity does mean that you try to find ways of continuing to do the work you want to do without the resources that you once had, but you're not giving up on it. And I think that that's true of the arts community. America is very philanthropically based in terms of how we support areas that we're interested in, whether it's social services or the arts or the environment, whatever, any of those things. Our philanthropy is enormous, especially individual philanthropy. And there has been certainly fall off in the foundations and in corporate support over the last few years because the recession has had a huge effect on their portfolios or their corporate funds for these kinds of purposes. So that ties back in, and at the very time that that's happening, the state or local or whatever governmental unit it is that provides some support, they're going through the very same kinds of cuts, because if the portfolios go, then there's the revenue's gone down because of the tax going down, and then it's one of those cycles. Yeah. And I think the support that we do provide, that we began this conversation, is really, it's general operating support. That's the majority of our grants. And that, as most organizations will tell you, is so important, because if the doors aren't open, whatever you're producing within, if you are even at that point, is not going to be available for the public to see and have some experience with.
Thank you for watching Chicago Arts, and a special thanks goes out to Terry and everyone at the Illinois Arts Council for their cooperation and patience in making this video. For more information on the Illinois Arts Council, visit arts.illinois.gov, and all pertinent links can be found in the info section of this video. I'm Martin John, and this is Chicago Arts.